Hello, my Scrappy friends. It is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for Confessions of a Paper Addict design team layout. So for this layout, I am working with the Over the Mountains cut file, which is a super gorgeous cut file that worked so perfectly for my layout of visiting Mount Wellington in Tasmania. These photos were taken back in 2013 when my husband and I were on our honeymoon. You kind of just drive up to the top of the mountain, then you can get out at the lookout and have a little wander around and have a climb and look at the view. And it's not like this part of it that we're at. It's not really sort of a mountain climbing type place to be. It's more like a lookout and a visitor spot for just sightseers. So we were really lucky. We went in April, early April, so it's autumn here in Australia, and we had a really nice view. It was starting to get cold. I definitely have my big woolen jacket on, but you're at the top of a mountain, so that makes sense, and you're in Tasmania, which is super close, down to the bottom of the south, and yeah, so it was really nice. A really nice view. It wasn't too cloudy or foggy, which was great for us, and we got to have a really good look of all the things that are out and about from the top of that view. On this same day, we also went to the Cadbury factory, I believe. I think that's nearby-ish, and so yeah, it was a really lovely day out. As you can see, I am working with the Legendary collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studios, except for the green piece of paper that I used for the mountains. That was a pink fresh maybe piece of paper, or maybe a Jen Hatfield, I'm not sure. I cut the branding strip off, but on the other side of that green piece of paper is just heaps and heaps and heaps of words. Maybe it was Jen Hatfield. I think it was Jen Hatfield, but I felt like it worked really well for this layout. It really needed this. I felt like this layout really needed a pop of color of some description. And that bright green just really definitely gives it a pop, that is for sure. So I am almost completely killed my stash of Legendary, but I did have all this kind of mountain explore ephemera left. Like literally this is about it. That was all I have. And I was really struggling with a layout to put these on. So I'm super excited that I've actually started scrapping 2013. And I can use all of these mountain ephemeras and things like that all on this layout. I'm trying to get as many of these onto this layout as I possibly can. And then I've really got next to nothing left. Some tiny word stickers and maybe the word awesome or something. And I will throw those in with my Boys Rule, other Cocoa Vanilla Studios boys collections, and call this Legendary done, I think. I will see. I may be able to squeeze one more layout. We will see. So I'm super excited to be that close though. So the 12 by 12 that I'm using in the background is obviously from the Legendary. That's what I'm talking about here. But I had always in my brain just assumed that I would use the other side of the paper, which is the beautiful stars, which I think you saw a second ago when I cut the edge off that red sticker. And I think I'd always just expected that I wouldn't use this side of the page, and then I'd maybe use pieces of that 12 by 12, or I'd fussy cut some of the stars out. I think Laura Alberts did a beautiful layout where she fussy cut a whole bunch of the stars. So I think I'd imagined I'd do something like that until the day when I made this layout, and it was perfect for my background for this one. So I am going to need to do something in that top right-hand corner, which I think will be some torn paper, just to kind of fill that space that I've got up there. And that's another way that I'm going to try and infuse just a little bit more colour into this layout, because the blue sky in the photo in the bottom left-hand corner is gorgeous, and I don't feel like there's enough. With that pop of green, the blue sky and that little pop of red is looking great, but I feel like it just needs a little bit more. So the actual making of my layout is now complete. So I'm just going to work on that top right-hand corner, just dressing that edge and layering it up with some colours. While I go ahead and do that, I'm going to remind you to check my description box down below for all the details you might need about Confessions of a Paper Addict. So if you're hunting for this particular cut file, there will be a direct link to it down below. It is called Over the Mountains. There will also be a link to the Etsy Etsy shop, and the Facebook group. Two different things, Jessica. There'll be a link to the Etsy shop, which has all of Virginia's cut files in it, and there are over 800 or something in there now. And you definitely want to pop into the Facebook group if you're not a member yet already. That is also in the description box down below, because you will see all the new releases on the 1st and the 15th of every month. When she releases her 10 or so cut files each month, you will also be the first to see if there's any sales and get a free cut file as well. So I definitely recommend joining that group, and it is a wonderful community to be able to share your layouts. They do not have to be Virginia cut files. We love just seeing what you create, and it's such a beautiful, supportive bunch of ladies. So I definitely recommend, and men, joining that group. So I am working away here, fiddling around. I definitely want that orange paper to go with the yellow, but I'm thinking just a little splodge of this green might be a nice idea, just to pull the green back in together. So you can kind of see very quickly all of the writing that was on the other side. I'm fairly certain it's a Jen Hatfield piece of paper, but I really could be wrong. So I'm happy with this, but I don't like how straight the green is. It's hard to kind of get it to sit into the yellow without looking weird. So I'm actually going to make a little kind of like a curve to it. So I'm going to cut the sharp edges off on each corner and then distress those down, so they make almost like a half circle kind of feel to the paper. And then that will sit into the orange a bit better. The yellow a bit better. So I'm just going to add that in there. Beautiful. And I always attach just a little bit of sticky tape on the back. My purpose for doing that is for when you're sliding your papers in and out of the plastic pockets, they'll slide more smoothly because there won't be any edges to sort of catch onto. The green's just a tiny bit too tall, and it's going to be bigger than the 12 by 12. So I'm just trying to smush that down a little bit, distress that edge just a little bit more. Testing how big a piece of this card I need to cut, and 2 inches is going to be fine. So I've just cut a perfectly straight edge there, and there was already a straight edge on the other side, so I can just adhere that straight on. So just getting some glue, some ATG, and then line that up as best I can because it's already straight edge to straight edge, and that is beautiful. Then I will add some tape again, as I said, because I like making sure the pockets can just slide in smoothly without any edges of the paper to catch onto. Done, done, done. And then she is finished. So I will, of course, add some splatters because you know I can't have a layout finish without some splatters. I'm going to do a little bit of white and then a little bit of navy. So the white is the Delusions, and the navy is the Heidi Swap Colour Shine. So just going to splatter that all on and then call this one complete. So stick around for just a tiny bit longer and you'll see my close-up photographs, and it is a super fun layout. I am so happy with the way this came together. Almost finished all of those thickers as well. Only a few last letters and mostly numbers left. So yay for using up supplies. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous scrappy week, and I'll see you all next time.